Hello and welcome to another video. I'm Northern Soul Reaper and today it's time for another video in which I show you stuff that I bought and talk about it. Yes, it's my haul video for the month of May, featuring returning guest stars such as my dining room table, my forearm and hands, and all of the different manga and light novel titles that I've picked up. Now this is going to be a bit of a shorter haul than usual, and there's a few different reasons for that. Obviously with the situation going on at the minute, it's a little harder to get titles, whether that's through the post taking a little bit longer to arrive for things that I have ordered, or just a lack of stock and I can't get hold of things. The other thing is I'm working from home, and I found that I'm reading a lot more light novels at the minute, so my reading pace has slowed down a bit, so I haven't found the need to buy anything to read next or to collect next. So I'm slowing down a little bit, reading a lot more light novels. The other thing is, with working from home and things slowing down a little bit, I have budgeted a little bit better, trying to save some money, so I'm not picking up as many titles for that reason as well. But I'm hoping that you enjoy the things that I have bought, so let's get right on with the haul. Okay, so let's start with manga. I picked up one series this month and I picked up 3 volumes in that series. So let's start with that. We have volume 6 of the Quintessential Quintuplets. This one has Itsuki on the front. Now an anime. I'll actually have to give the anime a go. I wanted to read more of the manga before I dived into the anime, but I'm now getting close to the point where I'll be caught up with the English releases of the manga, so it might be the perfect time to actually jump in and watch the anime. Let me know in the comments below if the anime is worth watching, if you've watched it. I've got Funimation now, so it just seems like a good time with all this extra time on my hands. We also have volume 7 of the Quintessential Quintuplets. This one with Ichika on the front in a wedding dress. Could she be the one that Futaru marries? Who knows? Who knows? Well, I'm sure the author knows. That's volume 7 of the Quintessential Quintuplets. And last but not least, you guessed it, volume 8 of the Quintessential Quintuplets with Nino on the front, again in a wedding dress. So these seem to be the teasers for who is Futaru going to pick. I think that the series ends at volume 12, I believe, so it could be that we're getting close to the conclusion here with volume 8. Not long to go now, so getting a bit of tease on in the covers. I really like the covers of all of the different volumes. It all gives all of the different quintuplets a time to shine, and it's always bright colours and nice designs, so it's always a good series to pick up. It's always something to look forward to. That's Quintessential Quintuplets. That's the only manga that I picked up this month. I've just read volume 5, so I've got 6, 7 and 8 to read. Really looking forward to that. And I've got volume 9 on pre-order as well. I believe it comes out in a couple of days actually, as of time of recording. So really looking forward to receiving that. And then I believe I'm up to date with the English releases. So it's just another series that I'm caught up with, much like Laid Back Camp. I'm caught up with that now. So yeah, really looking forward to being caught up with Quintessential Quintuplets, and then I'll be hanging on like everyone else for the English releases. So that is the manga this month. Next is light novels. I picked up a lot more light novels than I did manga this month, partly because a lot of what I've been reading is light novels, so a lot of the stuff that I've wanted to read is just continuations of some series, and that's why I picked these up. So let's get started with light novels. Okay, so the first light novel that I picked up is volume 2 of Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World, Love, Witches and Other Delusions. This is a title that I picked up volume 1. Back when I was getting into light novels, I picked up a lot of different volume 1s just to try out different series to see which ones stuck and which ones I wanted to continue with. Konosuba really stood out and I really want to continue with it, so I picked up volume 2. It tells the story of Kazuma. He is reincarnated in another world. It's an isekai title. But rather than being the ultimate hero or the demon lord or reincarnated as a slime or a spider monster, he is just reincarnated as a person with absolutely trash stats. Fortunately for him, he manages to befriend a bunch of other people who are very powerful, but they all have flaws which mean they're quite useless in their own ways. We have the witch Megumin here, who is a very powerful mage, but she can only use one spell. Not the best. Their tank is really strong and has a iron defense that can't be penetrated, but she loves to charge into battle and be beaten. It's kind of a fetish. We also have Aqua, who is the goddess. She is Kazuma's reincarnation bonus. Ultra powerful. She is an archpriest in terms of class. She has all these powerful stats, but she breaks down crying at the first sign of trouble, and she can't really do anything. Again, a bit useless. It's all about how these pretty base characters come together and overcome the obstacles that are facing them in this new world. Really enjoying Konosuba, and I cannot wait to read Volume 2 and pick up even more of this title. So that's Konosuba, Volume 2. So the next series that I picked up, I managed to get very cheap in a couple of sales across Wordery, Forbidden Planet and Book Depository. This one has a bit of a reputation for being quite weird and a little bit out there, but as with all things in light novels and manga, I like to try things for myself and give them a read before, deciding that I don't like something based on other people's opinions. I always like to give it a go at least. So that is Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Target Attacks. This is a light novel series about a young man who is sent into the beta for a new VR MMO, but his mother comes along, and she's a doting mother. She's a little bit overprotective of him, and to boot, she has a lot better skills than him. Her character is a lot better in the game. So it's about this character trying to make his way through this new VR MMO. He's quite the gamer anyway, but he finds himself being upstaged by his mother at every turn. So it's a bit of a comedy series about that and all the hilarious antics that they get up to in this new world. So that is Volume 1 of Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Targeted Attacks. Then we have Volume 2. Volume 3. And Volume 4. So that is Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Targeted Attacks. And Volume 4 looks like there's some sort of casino going on there. There's going to be some sort of gambling arc. So it's a series that I've heard things about, but I've never really experienced for myself, so I thought I'd pick it up and give it a go. What I really do like is I like the colour coordination on the volumes. I love with light novels and manga, if anything, that goes together well on the shelf and looks nice on the shelf, so it's definitely getting points for that. And the covers are also very nice and really well drawn. So that's Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Targeted Attacks. Really looking forward to getting into that one and giving it a read. So the final series that I picked up this month is one that you'll probably have guessed from the things that I've been putting out on the channel and just the way I talk about it in other videos. That is Volume 4 of So I'm a Spider, So What. I picked up Volume 5. Volume 6. And Volume 7 of So I'm a Spider, So What, which I believe brings me up to Volume 8, which is then complete for the English releases. I will be up to date once I get Volume 8. I'm going to read these before I order it, but I know for a fact that I'll be picking it up because I absolutely love this series. I really enjoy with So I'm a Spider, So What, the perspective of the spider, and you get all the different things from her perspective, and then you get the grand overarching plot from the other characters. You get these, what started out as like sort of felt like side chapters, they've kind of come into their own, and this is actually the main plot of the series. And I'm really enjoying, as the series has moved on, how the spider story has become slightly interconnected towards being deeply ingrained with the other characters' stories. It was really fun to put the pieces together as I was reading it. I've read 4, 5 and I'm up to 6 now, so I'm about to start Volume 6. I took a little bit of a break to read all of Tokyo Ghoul, which I really enjoyed as well. So that is 4, 5, 6 and 7 of So I'm a Spider, So What. I'm now basically up to 1 volume and then I'm caught up, and I believe that's the same for Do You Love Your Mom. I think volume 5 just came out very recently, so if I like those I'll pick up volume 5 and then I'll be pretty much up to date with that, and it'll just be the waiting game. Same with Quintessential Quintuplets. There's so many series at the minute that I'm trying to pick up to completion, or at least to be current. What I found with, and I've spoken about this on a previous video, is, you know, I picked up a lot of different volume 1s of series back when I was getting back into the hobby, and what I ended up with is a bit of a mishmash of different series that was all over the place basically, and I kind of wish that I'd collected a couple of series up to completion or up to current and then done it that way, because at the minute I've got a lot of series that are incomplete and I'm kind of getting a bit, I quite want to see all those on the shelf. And like, so Laid Back Camp I've just managed to finish, and next I want to try and finish the Full Metal Alchemist Full Metal editions, want to get those up to date. So it's all about, at the minute, a lot of my buying habits and collecting is about getting back up to current, with the exception of Mom, which I kind of didn't want to pass up because it was so cheap. So that's where I'm at. A little bit of a smaller haul for you guys, but I really hope you enjoyed seeing what I've picked up. So that's it from me, the forearms and hands and the dining room table. It's back over to you, full body self. And that's it for this month's haul video. How about that dining room table, eh? What a start. I really hope they come back for the next one. Currently renegotiating contracts and they're a bit of a diva. Yes, I have been stuck in the house far too long. That was a little bit of a shorter haul than usual, but I'm really looking forward to reading what I've picked up. I can't wait to get caught up with the Quintessential Quintuplets and read volume 9 when it eventually arrives, and Spider Isekai just keeps getting better and better. If you want to see my in-depth thoughts on So I'm a Spider, So What, there's reviews for up to volume 3 on the channel now, and volume 4 is also coming soon. If you like this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. It's the best way to get the videos as and when they come out, and it's a great way to support the channel as well. Thank you to everyone who has supported me so far. Let me know in the comments what you have picked up this month and what you're reading. I always like to see what you guys have picked up in a given month. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Northern Soul Reaper, and until next time, goodbye.